Morning, guys. Nate here, Murray Farm and Ranch. Coming to you on a beautiful January day. Bluebird skies, no wind. It's an awesome day, cold and crisp. Beautiful, beautiful day for January. We'll take it. Well, guys, I gotta do a little bit of getting ready to take care of some calves. I got a couple of different groups of animals that we're probably going to be getting ready to sell here pretty soon. We raise registered Texas Longhorns, and our herd has split a couple of different ways. We have enough property to run 2 bulls, and so what we do is with registered Longhorns, you obviously have to know who the father is. So we keep a group of younger cows with a younger bull, and we keep a group of older cows with an older bull, and we move them together, and that those 2 bulls are always separated. Well, eventually, if we retain heifers, you have to do one of 2 things. You've either got to get rid of a bull and bring in somebody new, or you've got to sell heifers. And we've done both. A couple of years ago, you guys might remember a bull that we named Cowboy Bill. And Cowboy Bill, eventually he went to be a bull for another family. And then we brought in Point Bling. And Point Bling is a black bull, very, very big base horns, and he's been kind of our junior herd sire. Alpha, of course, is our primary herd sire. And anyway, we've got a group of heifers now that we can't breed back to either one because the genetics, they would be inbreeding. And so when that happens, we got to sell. We got to get rid of some animals, or we have to bring in a new bull. And kind of where our numbers are at currently, I really am in favor of selling heifers and retaining the bull that I've got. He seems to be doing very well with our current group of young cows. And so anyway, let's go take a look at these young heifers. I'm going to go put out some hay to a group of steers that we've got, and then we'll go check out these heifers. Alright, so I dropped off some hay to these young fellas. These are all bull calves that we had this last year. I have not yet steered any of them. Typically what I'll do is I allow bull calves to go for almost basically the first year, sometimes a little longer before I decide to steer them or not. Once they become steers, you have 2 options. You've got beef and you've got trophy steers. We don't do a ton of selling of trophy steers just because you don't do near as well financially that route. You make a lot more money on beef. But these are all young bull calves. They're all fat, looking healthy. They're all very gentle. This little guy right here, he's the only one right now that I'm considering leaving as a bull. He's very pretty. He's gonna have a speckled coloration. He's got that black snout, kind of black around his eyes, and he's gonna throw a lot of color, I have a feeling, if he were to be a bull. Pretty thick. So anyway, these guys, they're just out here kind of in our weaning pasture, and looking nice. Here they all come. These are young heifers these are all alpha daughters or Point Bling daughters, and they're all really nice young animals. These are a group that will make you money for the next 20 years, 15 years anyway. These are all like 1.5 years old. Young heifers. They're in great condition. They're in this grass, this old grass. There's Bermuda in here that's 1.5 feet tall, mixed in with some native grass. And so they've just been out here doing their thing. And I come out, I check on them all the time, but I come over every couple of days and we'll give them some cubes. So these girls, they, like I said, they're all either alpha daughters or point bling daughters. There's 15 of them over here. They're all really pretty ladies. They're all looking super healthy. Big, fat, happy women. Ready to have babies. These ladies are not bred yet. That one right there has got some tip to tip on her for being so young. I guarantee you that. We've always really strived to breed for unique colors. Love the pretty coloration, speckles, wild top color. That's something that we've always found really unique with Longhorns, and one of the reasons why we chose Longhorns in the first place. They're just pretty. So, you know, someone might ask, you know, why do you want to get rid of these ladies? Why are you going to sell them if they're so beautiful, such good animals? Well, the reason really lies in the fact that we only have so much land, and our goal is always to run enough cattle that it keeps the grass just where we want it. We don't want to run it to where there's nothing left, and we don't want to be wasting a bunch of grass either. And so in order to keep our herd to the right number and stocking rate, we stock based on how things are in bad years. You know, when we're not getting rain and where it's 100 degrees for 100 days out of the year. That's what we stock for. That way we never overextended, and we're not getting in a position where we're having to buy a bunch of feed and struggle to keep them alive. That's something that a lot of people, here, I'm gonna sit down on this bucket and I'm gonna have a conversation with you guys. So, you know, a lot of folks get in trouble when they start running too many cows. They stock based on the good years, on the wet years, and they get, you know, way overextended. They got way too many animals, and then it hits, you know, drought, 100-degree weather for, you know, 40, 50, 60, 70 days out of the year. Grass isn't growing, and their cows are starving to death. And then you have a choice to make. You can either try to get rid of them, or you can buy feed to keep them there. And if you're buying feed, you're going to pay a premium for it. And if you sell them, you're not in a good position, because everybody's probably dumping cattle because nobody can afford to feed them. And so it's best to keep yourself in a position to where you got plenty of grass, plenty of feed, plenty of means to buy hay, and you're not getting yourself overextended. And so that's why these ladies are going to go become a herd for somebody else. So there are 15 of them, heifers, and you know, my goal is to try to sell as many of them together as possible. I think that they would make somebody a great starter herd. I'm going to market them that way. I might, you know, being that there's 15, you know, I could always split them, you know, 8 and 7 or so forth, but I'd really like to try to sell them together. And I think they'll they're going to make somebody a very good herd. Like I said, you can almost count on these girls making you money for the next 15 years. You know, we have old mama cows that, well, Rose had her last calf when she was 18. And, man, if you can have a calf every year from the age that they're 2 till they're 18, that's a lot of, that cow is bringing you a lot of positivity into your herd. They're doing something for you. Got me a little dog following me around, little Rossi Coco Bobo. This little bugger, he follows me everywhere, huh, Rossi? Huh? What do you think, Bubba? What do you think? What do you think? You cow dog? Are you a cow dog? He thinks he's a cow dog, and honestly, sometimes he does act like one. But anyway, that's the story for today. Feeding some cows. Got a group of, showed you guys a group of young bull calves that most of which will probably be steers, which will turn into beef, and then maybe 1 or 2 that might end up as bulls for breeders. And then got us this group of heifers over here that they're looking absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Anyway, get out, enjoy this beautiful weather for January. Cold and crisp, but it sure feels nice, huh, Rossi Coco? Oh, Rossi Coco. Huh. Well, from Murray Ranch, until next time, God bless. See you on the next one.